Okay, sorry about the late start. I'm gonna go ahead and just start the stream up now. Hi everybody, welcome. Hey there. It's been a while. I've been away for a good long while, about over a week now. And it seems that between the time that I left for my vacation and the time that I got back, V-Bridger decided that it doesn't want to work for me today. So if my model seems a little bit less reactive, a little more stiff than usual, that's the reason why, and I don't know how to fix it, so we're just using the regular VTube Studio camera for tonight. Yeah. We just gotta make that work, I guess. Because, fuck me. It's just typical. You go away on a vacation, for like a week, and then you come back and nothing works anymore. That's just how it is. Anyway, so tonight's stream is an art stream. And it's also a just shouting stream. We're gonna be yapping about OffKai Expo Gen 5 while I work on some art of Blaze the Cat and Surge the Tenrec. There's no direct correlation between the two, but the reason why I have decided that tonight's stream is going to be an art stream and a just talking stream is because there is a Sonic the Hedgehog 35th anniversary gallery that is opening up, and submissions for the art gallery close on Monday, and I have not started on it because in the weeks leading up to my vacation, I had an issue where my Wacom pen broke, and then where the cable that connected the Wacom to the computer broke. So I was not able to get started on that before vacation, and then I had vacation, and then I wasn't able to access my drawing tablet, and you know what? We just haven't been able to do much of anything until today. So that's the stream. I've introed it. It's just yapping about OffKai while I work on this. I'm also going to more or less start from scratch on this. I do have a base sketch outlined here, but it is mostly going to be from scratch that I work on this, and I'm going to start doing a recording of the lines, speed paint stuff. So give me a second here to find how to do that. Time lapse. Record time lapse. Alright, so let's get started. So we're just gonna start by putting up a new layer here. We're gonna start with Blaze here first, as she is one of the main focuses that I want to get right. I spent a long time trying to figure out the posing for her, so that's where we're gonna start. So while I'm working on this, I'll try to yap about OffKai Expo. I might get a bit quiet if I get, in the zone. But basically, I want to talk a little bit about the vacation as a whole. So, last week, not last week, so Saturday of, what was it? Saturday the 18th was the last day that I was doing any streaming. We did Metaphor. And then the day after that, on Sunday, I packed up my things and got on a flight to Florida. not where OffKai Expo was, but I had plans to go see family for family-related things in Florida, and Florida was exactly as you expected. It was hot, and the people were weird, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. By the way, you're listening to some Sonic lo-fi jams while I am working on this. We're starting with a pretty big pencil for the purposes of sketching out or doing the final sketching on this. I finally got medication for prevention of seizures. Only took like 5.5 years. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you finally got it. Sorry it took so long. But yeah, so after a brief trip to Florida to visit family, we had ourselves a flight from Orlando to well, yeah, I will talk a little bit about the Florida trip, because there was one like part of it that I think was worth sharing. So so my family has the plan to have us all meet up in a pretty rural part of Florida that it's a pretty far drive away from Orlando International Airport, where I flew into. So and it was pretty late at night, so it wasn't exactly a convenient time for me to get in there. And the plan was initially that I would have a rental car waiting for me, just ready to go. So I would just drive a few hours out to the rural Florida location where we were set to meet. Problem was that the rental car company needed a full down payment from my card, which I didn't have the money for. I was under the impression that it had already been paid for. So we had some complications with that, and there wasn't anything that they could do for us, so it was a bit of a clusterfuck. Thankfully, I was able to go to another rental car company, literally. I can't imagine you being a driver. Are you sure you're old enough? I'm old enough to remember the GameCube. So yeah. And before you say, oh, that's not too old, that was back in 2003, buddy. Or 2004. Over 20 years ago. I remember 9/11, that's how old I am. Alright, it's not a competition. We don't have to fight about which one of us is going to be dust sooner. But anyway, rental car company gave us the middle finger, and they couldn't help us. So we went to another rental car company, and the guy that was there absolutely saved the day for us and got us the hookup that we needed. We got a pretty good rental car on the cheap, and it served us well during the trip to Florida. But there was one interesting aspect to that we didn't figure out for a few days. So anyone that knows anything about cars is that typically you need to have a key or key fob in the car in order for it to function. Because without it, it doesn't drive. That makes sense, yeah? Everybody understands that? I got the car and I start driving it, and I drive for about like 1 hour before I realize I don't actually know where the key fob is inside this thing. I don't really have the luxury to stop and check, so I just keep going until I get to the meeting spot for my family. And I let them know, hey, I don't know where the key fob is in this thing. And they're asking me, like, what do you mean you don't know where the key fob is? I tell them, hey, they gave me the car. They didn't tell me where the key fob is. I just got the car and I drove, and it was working. So we take a look inside to try to find the key fob, and we can't fucking find it anywhere. It's not in the glove compartment. It's not on the dashboard. It's not in the compartment on the side, like that little cup thing. It's not in the cup holder. It's not in the place near the cup holder where you pull up and like there's like a compartment there. It's not in there. It's not in the sunglasses tray. It's not in the back seat. It's not in the back seat cup holder. It's not in the side door cup holders. It's not in the trunk. It's not in the spare tire compartment. It's not in the engine. We look everywhere, top to bottom, and we can't find it. And we're beginning to wonder if this thing even has a key fob, or if it's just that, or if the company that made the car completely lost the plot and has decided to make a car that runs without a key, which would be insane to do on the best of days, because like then anybody could just walk in, start the car up, and just go. So we're pretty stumped. So I call the rental car company up, and they say, hey, we're gonna get you an appointment with one of our local areas in your area. They're gonna help you figure this shit out, because that's weird. So I go there the next day, and they're having a hard time figuring this thing out too. They look in all the same places, and sure enough, there's still no sign of the key fob. Until we find a manager who takes a look around themselves as well. They start by opening up the trunk just to be sure, and when they don't see it there, they are about to close it, and then they see something in the frame of the trunk door. Oh, Saluna, thank you very much for the wow alert. Hello, welcome. So they look inside the trunk door frame, and lo and behold, the whole time the key fob had been wedged into the frame where the trunk door closes. So it's just been it was sitting like in like the frame where it could have just fallen out at any time I opened up the trunk. It had just been sitting there wedged this whole time. And I thought, who in the hell put the key fob there? I certainly didn't put it there. It had to be the person that was like operating the rental car before I did. But like, did they do it on purpose? Was it a prank? It's not a very funny prank if it is. I can't imagine somebody accidentally put it there. Cause like, even if like, you have to be like the clumsiest motherfucker in the world to accidentally drop a key there of all places. Like, just to paint you a picture, alright? I'm gonna just draw this real quick. This is gonna look weird in the speed paint, actually, yeah, so I'm not gonna... But, like, here, let me... So, like, in the space where, like, the trunk door would open, alright? it was sitting, like, right there. Like, it was right here where the key fob was. Isn't that fucking insane? Why would it be there? Why would it be in the frame of the trunk door? That makes no sense. But anyway, that's the only part of the Florida trip that I really wanted to share with you guys. Everything else about it is pretty boring family stuff and personal, and I'm not gonna get into it here. So on Thursday last week, I get on my next flight from Orlando Airport to San Francisco Airport, and Sune also joined us for this portion of the trip, though she had to fly in from Minneapolis Airport. So we were coming in from different airports, so we arrived at slightly different times, but basically we both arrived around like 6 p.m. San Francisco time. We wait there for a bit for our good friend, Minra Starlight. You may know her as Gal Purple Dragon. As well as fellow friend Sophia Small Fox, Small Cute Fox, as we all know her. They both come to pick us up, and we go out to grab some burgers, before dropping Sune and Sophia off at her place, because Sophia and Sune aren't attending OffKai Expo. They're both just coming to San Francisco to be gay together. So we leave them to their devices. I go back to Minra's place to have a sleep on her futon before we go to the con the next day bright and early. Now, I do want to mention that Minra herself already got her con pass that same day. Because she's part of OffKai, she needed to make sure that she had her con pass the day before the actual convention, day 0. So it should be noted that because of this aggressive scheduling, she did in fact drive to San Jose to grab her badge, then back to San Francisco, which is about a 1-hour drive, just to help pick us up, which was insane of her. Thank you so much, Minra. Do not deserve a friend like that, but she is the friend that I have. So yeah, we spend the night at Minra's place, then we drive back to San Jose we don't drive back, we take a Lyft to San Jose. It costs a pretty penny, but it is easier on both of us to just have that be our ride to the convention. Since Minra is already registered and has her pass, she goes to have breakfast with the OffKai, and go over like final stuff with them. And I go to get my badge that same first day of the con. Now, if you had tuned into Minra's stream yesterday, she would have told you that the line to get in line was pretty long. And yeah, the line was pretty long just initially. I will say, on actual first day of the convention, the line was actually not too bad. Like, yes, it did stretch outside the main gaming tent and registration hall tent, but it wasn't too big once we got inside. Not a real con without a real line. It was longer on day 0, I think, than it was on day 1. Either that, or I just got really lucky, and it was just really team when I first got there. So I grabbed my badge, and we're officially in day 1. I stop in the gaming hall to take a look around, take stock of everything, and figure out, like, what my first move is gonna be, because, I don't have any meet and greets, planned. I don't have any, and I don't have to do anything in the gaming hall until like 5 p.m. And it's currently like 10 a.m. The main things that I am at the convention for, or that I'm scheduled for, are the Guilty Gear Strive and Uma Musume tournaments that are happening at the convention's gaming hall. And Guilty Gear Strive doesn't start until 5 p.m. Central Time. So I have a lot of time on my hands, so first thing I think to do is to check out the Artist Alley and Exhibitors Hall, because of course, right? You know, that's the biggest draw to any convention. The rest of OffKai agreed, because the initial line to get in was pretty fucking crazy. Like, just the opening line for the Artist Alley, mind you. After Artist Alley officially opened, the line became non-existent and you could just walk in whenever you wanted. But it was, for that brief moment, absolutely insane. So I decided to instead grab some food, because I hadn't really eaten breakfast. So I grabbed some, they have these they have some catering food services at the convention. One that is like a small bento company, and one that is a small taiyaki shop. And I will say, in terms of food being served at a convention, they were okay. Just alright. Nothing to, like, really write home about. I'm sure, like, if you were to go to the actual restaurants that they, you know, actually serve their food at on a regular basis, it would probably taste better there. I think this hand looks a little bit weird. I might come back and fix that later. But yeah, the food at the con was guess what, benches? Oh hey, Ezraz, did your power company decide that it wants to work with you actually wants to let you see cool things and cool people after all? Your power company stopped being Tanuki phobic? Apparently, that's awesome. I'm glad it got over its Tanuki phobia. Yeah, we're just chatting about OffKai Expo. I was telling Chad about the food at OffKai Expo, and how it was okay, nothing great. It was basically just like prepackaged bentos of various types, and prepackaged boba tea of various flavors as well. It was okay if you just needed calories. Very overpriced, though. Granted, the power map still says we don't have power, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. That's a little weird, but whatevs. So I go to, so after I get some food, I take a look at panels to see, like, what is happening, if there's anything specifically I want to attend. And I'll be honest, the lineup of panels for day one wasn't, like, super big. Let me grab the schedule. Hang on. I'm gonna grab the schedule real quick here from, like, my bag. I save this as well as, like, every other OffKai thing. Yeah. Where's it? Where's the schedule? Here it is. Okay. So like the first panel that I end up going to is the Shill Yourself panel with like a professional marketing agent named Becca, and it was okay. It was like some pretty basic tips for, like, you know, how to sell yourself on the internet, how to get yourself, like, involved in projects and stuff like that. And, you know, it's like simple things that you probably should already know if you're trying to make a name for yourself in the space. After that, I immediately go to the Artist Alley and Exhibitors Hall because I need to get it out of my system. I am a compulsive buyer of arts and goods whenever I see them, and whenever I'm at a convention, I can't help myself. I have no self-control, and I am tired pretending that I do. So I go there, but, you know, the initial plan is just to window shop, alright? Because Artist Alley and Exhibitors Hall is going to be open for 3 days. I figure the best course of action is to just have a look at what is on the market and figure out a plan for what I will and won't buy. And pick up maybe, like, 1 or 2 things that I know for sure that I need to have no matter what. But I do go in with one other mission besides that. So, Uma Musume. I love it. I enjoyed the game and the anime quite a bit. I'm a pretty big fan. My partner, Sune, is not a big fan. She does not play the games or really partake in much of the media itself. But she did watch the New Generation Uma Musume movie with me and concluded that she really likes Agnes Tachyon, the silly science horse who probably is wanted by the FBI for several war crimes. Yeah, silly science horse is very attractive to Sune, so I figure that as a good partner, being at a convention that sells lots of anime merch and is probably also very obsessed with Uma Musume, that I would look around and find maybe a few things here or there, a few pieces of Agnes Tachyon merch, and I would pick that up for her. So I make it my mission to try to find as much as I can and get as much as I can for her, as a good partner would. Little did I fucking know. Chat, little did I fucking know. This decision would be one that would have serious consequences. Because turns out the VTuber fandom also really likes Agnes Tachyon. And there is a lot and I mean a lot of vendors selling Uma Musume merchandise at their booths, and by extension, a lot of them also had Agnes Tachyon. There was simply too much. There was simply way too much, and I ended up spending way too much money day one just trying to get whatever Tachyon merch that I saw, which absolutely ruined my budget for buying other things. But like, it wasn't a huge deal because like I was like pretty sure that I wasn't gonna need to worry about money for the rest of the trip, because I would handle like other payments after I got back, right? There would be some complications with that. So, like, Minra and I, we had a hotel room together so that we could save money on booking. We didn't get one with the room block because we ran out of time to get a room with the room block with all the plans that happened and fell through and stuff. So we got a hotel that was, like, a little bit further away, but still close enough to get there by light rail within, like, 30 minutes. But said hotel needed the full payment of the booking up front, and that put a damper on like our plans because we thought we'd be able to pay off the balance of the room after, but nope, we needed to fork over all the money right now, and I needed to pull out as much as I could for that, so I had to pay my half of the room ASAP. So that, you know, just kind of threw a small wrench into, like, finances, which I later resolved with some help, but it did give me a bit of a scare as to, like, how the fuck am I gonna be able to afford the rest of this vacation? I got that resolved, so don't worry. I got that resolved with some help, but it was a bit of a stressful while, which may have and this also happened, like, right before I'm about to compete in the Guilty Gear Strive tournament, which may have affected my performance. Also, at the same time as this was happening, I bump into Hambone. You may know him, Funny Skeleton. Sometimes occasionally shows up on this channel or other channels that I show up on his or something like that. Either way, I run into Funny Skeleton VTuber, and he's also competing in the Guilty Gear Strive tournament. We get set up and we begin, and we both biff it in like the first 2 rounds of the tournament. Yeah, it didn't go great. Suffice to say, further training will be needed before I attempt to compete in Guilty Gear Strive going forward. Anyway, after Guilty Gear Strive, let's see here. It was about like 6 p.m., I think. around the time that Guilty Gear Strive, after we got beaten down in that. So Hambone and I decided to meet up with Minra for dinner at a really awesome Mexican place near the convention hall. If like you're ever going to OffKai Expo, if you're going next year, look up, I think it was La Victoria, I believe it was. I don't remember the name of it, but I'll just say it's like some of the best like Mexican that you can get. It's reasonably priced. It's delicious, and you know the restaurant is small, so you may not get a chance to. You may not be able to sit down and eat if there's already like people inside. But I definitely recommend it, even if you have to like get it to go and take it back to your hotel room, and you're like tired from the walk. It's worth it. But after dinner, after dinner, I didn't really have anything else that I wanted to do at the convention. There weren't any other panels that I was particularly interested in going to. Like, I knew that the panels that I wanted to go to were gonna be, like, totally, like, fold up in, like, a few minutes flat, and, even though I wanted to go to the After Dark market, the Yabai market, to find some tasteful, things to buy as well, along with what I've gotten already, I just figured it was probably not gonna be a good idea to do that, because I didn't resolve any of my financial stuff until like the day after on Saturday. Perfect. I don't make excuses for what I am. I know I'm a degenerate. And yeah, I wanted to find some prints with some nice tits and ass. Anyway. Damn it, it went back out again. Well, it's because you insulted the Tanuki, Ezraz. That's what happens. Anyway. I'll come back and fix this hand later. Actually. Yeah, I'll come back to, like, fix that later. So, day 2. So, day 2 starts up. And my the first thing that I need to do is get myself, ready for the OffKai Derby, tournament. It's the other tournament that I had signed up for. And I'm feeling pretty confident. I have some good runners to work with, and there's a lot of people competing. Like, how stacked of a roster could it be, right? It turns out very. So OffKai Derby, or the Uma Musume OffKai tournament is set up in a way where it is all set in the Japanese Derby, but in summer. So it's always the same race, always the same conditions, and everybody sets their mood to great, so there are as few random factors as possible in any race. It's in groups of 3 per match. Each racer selects their 3 racers for the first round, and then they're stuck with those racers for the rest of the tournament. I decided to go with I decided that after some simulations and test runs, I'm gonna go with my front runner, Runaway Silent Suzuka, as my main. And then I have 2 end closers with Sweep Tosho and Inari 1, taking up the rear positions. The plan for that is that I suspected there would be a lot of people trying to run Saiyan Sky for this, because the Derby really favors strong front runners like Saiyan Sky, who have angling and scheming and other such skills on a deck. So while I don't think I can stop them, or I don't think Silent Suzuka can win against them, I do think that Silent Suzuka can stop them from activating their main front runner skills. By being out in front before them, I can stop angling and scheming and have a chance to beat them. And then when Silent Suzuka does lose, Sweep Tosho or Inari 1 would take the lead. That didn't work. It didn't work at all. I got bodied in round 1 of losers immediately, and I was pretty salty about that. I was about to start my whole villain arc as a result of that. Gonna get started on Surge here. I was about to start my villain arc on that, but I decided to stick around and watch the finals of the OffKai Derby Championship, just because, I might as well see how it goes. Finals don't start for another few hours, so I sit in the gaming room to chill out and play the open beta for Marvel Tokon, which is available at the convention, which is really cool. Got to play some of that game. After all, I thought I wouldn't get a chance to, because the convention runs at the same time as the open beta, but it turns out they have that on hand, so that's pretty cool. Got to experiment and play some of the game, and I think it's pretty fun. It's certainly not quite the same thing as Marvel vs. Capcom, but it has moments where it feels very similar in terms of the moment-to-moment fast-paced action. Although I think it's probably better compared to Dragon Ball Fighters, in terms of its actual control scheme and everything like that. Anyway, I spent some time gaming with some other people who want to play Tokon. We all have some fun. I think the fan favorite character to play is gonna be Magic. I think she's really good and really fun to play as. I also found Storm to be interesting to play as well. Eventually, though, the grand finals for OffKai champion do get started. So I make my way over to the main stage of the gaming hall to watch that unfold. And I gotta say, Uma Musume Tournament's grand finals goes a lot harder than I thought it would. So, like, the casters that they have, like, for that are all, you know, they give the live commentary of things that are happening during the race itself. Each race is televised for the winners finals up on stage. And there's a few different ones. There are a few different, like, high-level competitors that have like, already returning history. Like, there was at least one guy that was, like, already being called, like, LeBron James of Uma Musume. They were, like, the favorite to win. And they had a disgusting lineup of, like, some top-tier, Umas, including, Christmas Oguri Cap, and Ines Fujin, who is, like, tailor-made specifically for the Derby. And then there are two others in winners finals that are a bit of a surprise. Well, one of them's not so much of a surprise because they're running. Gosh, I don't remember what they were running. They had a Tokai Teo. They had, I think they had a Valentine Mihomo bourbon. And I think they had a debuffer, no, they had a Grass Wonder as a debuffer, I think. Or maybe that was the first guy, again. But the one that was, like, a real standout, the one that, like, everybody was cheering for, and the one that became the favorite of the crowd, there is, like, one player who wasn't, like, apparently all that well known, but came in with the not very meta pick of Matakane Tannhauser, also known as Mambo. She is she's a pick that is not very strong. Has no alternate costume or outfit that makes her strong. She is a pretty unremarkable character in terms of meta picking. But she's in the finals along with two teammates that are both debuffers. There's a Wedding Mayano Top Gun and a Standard Nice Nature with a lot of debuffs stacked on them. And somehow, against all odds, against a super stacked competition, the Mambo pulls through. I did record a video of that moment, actually. I want to share it with y'all, but it's on my phone, and I can't figure out how to get it off of my... But I'm gonna post it. But now that I brought it up, I'm gonna post it on Blue Sky here. Hang on. I'm gonna post it on Blue Sky just real quick. Mambo winning OffKai Derby. Oh, it has to be less than 3 minutes long. Okay, hang on. I need to trim this real quick. Hold up. How do I, Alright, yeah. There we go. Will you let me upload it, please? Will you please let me upload it? Okay, hang on. Model's frozen while it's uploading from my phone. Give it a bit here, guys. Sorry. I should have uploaded this, like, on the day I got it, but, you know. Alright. Alright, so I'm just... Alright. I'm posting the video now. I'm posting it to Blue Sky. It's processing. Still processing. It's almost done processing. The camera will start working again in a second. All right, there we go. All right, so that was uploaded. I need to reopen VTube Studio now, don't I? Okay, hang on. All right, so here we go. Now I've got the now I've got it pulled up here. I'm gonna go ahead and just quickly we're just gonna open up display capture real quick here. All right. So here's a grand finals for the Uma Musume tournament. This is the grand finals. Winners bracket Jacala, and losers bracket from the losers bracket Matt Mario and HJax. HJax has already reset the bracket once and only needs one more win to get the tournament win. All right. So here's how it goes. Here's how it was in the room.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know we had that.
Yeah, right?
Alright, Ines Fujin.
Going a little blind here.
Yeah, dodging that danger and coming back into the prune positioning. It's looking like, actually, I'm not even sure if she dropped prune positioning. She might have gotten dodging danger and no pruding, which is maybe a little bit of a length loss, but okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of debuffs happening.
Nice danger already firing off some debuffs right here. It looks like in that mid pack, it looks like it's Tamamo, yeah? Tamamo with the... Oh, no, they're actually quite...
So, right now, Mambo, Matsukane Fuku Tannhauser, she needs to be in 5th place in order to activate her ult and get the best positioning.
You know, fucking at the same time, but still so far ahead here for the Machidon.
You can see her in the camera now, she's pushing up to the Christmas ovaries. Tannhauser again.
And you can see her Tannhauser is in 5th right now. Approaching halfway through the race.
I'm a pace chaser now.
Yeah, fight for 4th, head for 1st a little bit early, but you gotta secure that move.
And there's her ult. You can hear me cheering. They're all saying AA Moon.
Tannhauser's in 4th already, just pushing into the Christmas ovaries back.
Yeah, love.
And of course, yeah, Nice Nature and, you know, Wedding Mino and HJax's squad, they're firing off those stamina debuffs, just making it so hard for everybody else to even live.
It is, yeah, and then she's racing up,
A huge acceleration bomb, and all she has to do at this point is pass
Everyone's cheering for Mambo. Everyone wants to see her win. Look at how close this is. She wins it by like a neck, by a single neck length. She pulls out in the end. Everybody is going crazy. Chat, everybody is losing their minds.
There's no stopping HJax, your OffKai Expo 2026 Uma Musume champion.
with Matsukane Tannhauser.
Shout out Machitan, sealing it from the loser's side. Amazing performances in our grand finals. We have our champion newly crowned. Hey, Moon! Hey, hey, Moon! Hey, hey, Moon!
It was a beautiful sight. It was a beautiful sight that day. I can't express how electric the room was in that moment. It was absolutely insane to see, like, Matsukane Tannhauser an Uma that has, like, almost no business being in grand final, in, like, top 8 even, let alone grand finals. Yet here she is, beating, like, several meta picks. There's like two Christmas Ogres that she had to contend with. There's an Ines Fujin, there's a Tamamo. There's so many, like, super strong, like, meta pick characters, and yet, it was Mambo that took the win. So basically, like, instead of, like, starting my villain arc, and becoming, like, the evil fucking trainer that everybody hates to play against, I decided, you know what? You're right. It is 100% better to win with, like, characters that nobody uses. I want to be that trainer. I want to be the one that picks the weirdos, and wins with weird strategies that you should never fucking win with. So, like, next year I'm absolutely gonna compete with Tosin Jordan, for sure. Probably not. I probably won't actually do Tosin Jordan. She's really bad. But, like, I'll find something that's, like, a bit weird. I'm gonna change this pose up, actually. But yeah, it was super fun. It was a great, like, it was a great cap off to, like, the tournament. I'm gonna start with the foot, actually. So, like, yeah, I forgot to talk, didn't I? I'm sorry, I'm getting, like, into it. This happens every time I do a drawing stream. I always get into the zone. I guess I'll talk about, like, what happened after the tournament. So, after the OffKai tournament, there was a little bit of time, so I went to a few other panels, just to kill some time before the OffKai live event. This was the main thing that, you know, was the highlight for day 2 of the con. If you were at OffKai, you wanted to attend this because it was a big lineup of several VTubers that have made a big splash in the music space, all performing live at the concert. No pre-recordings, it was all live people singing. Some of them even singing in person at that. But more importantly, for my sake, it was the main opening act, OffKai, that I was interested in seeing, because that was where our good friend of the channel, Minra, would be performing some arrangements that she helped make and singing along with the choir themselves. So I get myself set up for that. Make my way to the main concert hall, which is at the Civic across the street of the main convention center. And I get myself situated in the mosh pit in the middle because, I got inside pretty quickly, so I had some time to, get in there and, find Valen, Minra's hubby. We sat together at the front, of the stage. We got ourselves situated, and after a little while, the show started, and it was absolutely amazing. Minra and all of OffKai did a fantastic job getting everything basically perfect. I have no notes or anything. Not that my notes would matter. I'm not a music critic. But yeah, they did a fantastic job. And after OffKai, we basically dipped. There wasn't anyone else that I was specifically interested in watching. And the friends were all getting pretty hungry, so after OffKai, we went ahead to grab some food at a really nice bar arcade called the Mini Boss. It was pretty cool. They had Redline playing on their television. And Minra herself was really wiped out, so she didn't want to go to the arcade, but we did go back to the convention after eating to go to the Yabai market and picked up a few things. I got a new mouse pad. You can't see it. You're not allowed to look at it. And after Yabai Market, that was basically it for day 2. We went back to the hotel room. Minra got some shitty pad thai. And we went to bed, and it was time for day 3. Now, normally, day 3 is usually kind of meh. Everybody's wrapping up. Everybody's pretty low energy. Everybody's pretty exhausted. There's usually not a lot there's usually not a lot going on on that final day. But there were a few really good panels that were happening. In particular, there was a panel for, if I can grab their name just real quick here. Nagishiro Mito was in attendance at one of the J18 panels, which, if you don't know who Mito Sensei is, he is the artist who designed the original avatar of Fubuki, one of the most popular VTubers in Hololive ever. So it was a really interesting panel for someone like myself, you know, who really likes digital art. We all got to ask Mito Sensei some questions. Then we went to a quick Then after that, I quickly hopped over to join Minra at the How to Make YouTube Shorts panel. Got to see the tail end of that. She sent me the notes from that and the audio recording for it to take a look at later. We went to the closing ceremonies right after and got a jump scare that said that the next year's OffKai is going to take place in spring, in April, no less. So, yeah, that's going to be a nightmare to prepare for, actually. We have less time than we did last year to prepare for everything that we need to get set up for that. But yeah, that was basically it. That was it for OffKai. We went to grab some dinner, stayed one more night at the hotel so that we could, could rest up, and then we had a quick walk around the convention hall after everything was like closed up, so we could grab some business cards, and just see like the AfterCon aftermath and stuff. I'm really bad at this. Minra had a lot more going on in her convention, just based off of like her stream yesterday and like how much longer she was able to talk about everything. She also made a lot more connections than I did. Like, she got to meet a lot of people and make a lot of connections. But it was a really fun convention, and I think pretty informative of like what you kind of need to do in order to be successful in VTubing, quote unquote. But I think like the main message is like, the main takeaway from OffKai this year specifically is like, there's no right way to do anything, and you can basically start anywhere. Because like the main the grand sponsor for the whole convention, and the thing that would be the Wildcard Club, which is like this new VTuber group that is made up of like some ex-talents from this hand is awful, hang on. Hang on, I need to lock in a second. And Surge has like this has this one pose that she's always doing with her hands. It's like a peace sign, but like it's like I think it's meant to be for her electricity and stuff like that. I'm gonna grab a 3D hand real quick. Give me a cartoon right hand, please. Thank you. But yeah, basically, like, the whole time I was, like, going to, basically every panel that I went to and everything that, OffKai had to say in terms of, like, being a VTuber in 2026 is, like, you can do whatever you want and start from wherever you want to. You just gotta, like, do what you enjoy and do it in a way that, like, sets you apart, you know? What I'm trying to say is I think I learned some important lessons and stuff like that. Okay, let me... And I'm gonna try to, like, incorporate what I learned and experienced from OffKai Expo going forward. I want to do more things and work on more projects, and I think the biggest, like, takeaway, and the thing, like, I feel like I just need to work on doing more of, is just going for it and not really, like... I'm bad at preparing. I'm bad at preparing things. I'm bad at getting things, like, in preparation for other things. I think I am just at my best when I just go for it, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, I just keep going until it works. That's kind of how I've tackled basically anything and everything that I've done in life, to any level of success. I just keep bashing my head against the wall until something eventually works. Maybe not the healthiest way, or the way that, you know, makes the most sense to do. But it is the Jasper way. And I think I need to do VTubing the Jasper way in order to make any headway in, you know, being an online media content person who makes art or does other things on the internet. That looks good. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna take this leg. I want more of a, like, she's jumping up, like, straight up type of thing. So I'm I'm just gonna literally transform horizontal. Make that a little bit smaller. Yeah. And then just... bam. Yeah, and I'll come back and fix this hand here again just a little bit here. But, yeah. So that's the initial sketch, I think. Anyway, I've ran out of things to talk about for the vacation and everything, or for OffKai. But we did spend like one more day in San Francisco with Minra, and you may have caught that if you were on Minra's channel on Monday this week. We had a fun stream where we checked out Sonic fan projects and stuff like that. We're gonna try to get another one of those streams happening soon. We want to invite Sophie and Ezraz to join us for that. And we want to get some more unique viewer submissions for that, for more Sonic fan stuff that's out there. We barely scratched the surface on Monday for that. But after that, we went out with Minra and Sune to explore a few other places that in San Francisco, including a cute little rose garden. And then we went up to Grizzly Peak to watch the sunset. I learned that I have a latent fear of people standing on the edge of cliffs. That sends my anxiety into overdrive, and yeah, that was not fun. But hey, learned something new about myself there. And then we ate some really shitty ramen. Like, it was really late at night. We felt like getting, like, ramen because it was kind of cold in the Bay Area. So we found a ramen place that was open late at night. And it was some of the worst ramen that we've ever collectively had. The only one who had, like, any good ramen was, like, mine, and was, like, still not that great. The broth was okay, but it was lacking seasoning, and the others that ordered ramen from there did not enjoy it. Minra did not enjoy hers, neither did Sune. It was kind of a mess. So we went to the donut shop that was, like, literally right next to it, got that instead, and, then we went to bed. And then on Tuesday, it was time for our flight back, so we had a quick brunch at a diner that Sophia likes. We did a little bit of exploring around the mall, pulled some gacha pon, and it was time for our flight home. And that was it. Overall, there was a lot that happened on this vacation that I took for myself. And, you know, looking back on all of it, there was just... I feel like I wanted to do more, but I also think I got enough out of it that I think I understand where I want to be going forward, you know? It's a bit of a weird paradox, I guess, but, you know. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at doing, like, these types of, like, trip recap types of things, especially when I'm trying to focus on doing art. I can't focus on 2 things at once. I'm very bad at that. I think for the rest of the stream, I'm gonna be pretty locked in to doing art. So, like, if I miss anything in chat, sorry. If I get really quiet, also sorry. But, like, that's basically what the stream is gonna turn into from this point onward. Make the nose a bit smaller. The snoot is not quite that big. There we go. That's starting to look more like Blaze already. Amazing what you can do when you lock in and start like doing actual line art. The creative process is just it's awful, I hate it, burn it, I hate it, why can't I do better, oh hey, it's finally starting to look good. Oh hey, okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break to get some water and stretch out a little bit because I've been going at this for like 2 hours. I'll be right back. Okay, hang on. Okay. I'm back. I have a quick lemonade that I mixed together with some with some bottled lemon juice, water, and some sugar. I think I'm a little too heavy on the lemon juice. It's a little sour, but it's fine. What's sour? The lemonade that I mixed. Alright, I'm gonna fix this hand right now. I'm gonna get a cartoon right hand. And I'm gonna adjust the rotation. And size. Make it a bit bigger because it's in the foreground. Hand pose. I'm looking for a... yeah, that. Okay, so not the thumb is actually inward, not outward. That probably makes more sense. This is a very hard to draw, like, pose for, like, a hand. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Alright, hang on. I'm just gonna real quick.
This place looks like a deserted mine of some kind. Most of it's underwater now.
Let's take a dive. An aquatic mine. Once was a coal pit, now it's a water ride. Makes you want to sit back, enjoy the flow. Doing things you like doing, get sure it beats fighting all the foes all the time. But I always get faced with my blah blah. Need to make the hand look a little bit skinnier, so I'm gonna try this technique called faking it. This technique called ignoring the reference. I wouldn't recommend doing this very often, but in this situation... Okay. I think the hand looks fine now, but I'm gonna actually take out that fuzz, and I'm gonna do that differently. I don't like how that looks. Yeah, I think that looks better. Just in terms of, like, aesthetic. I'm also gonna just fix this elbow a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, okay. But don't need that anymore. Gonna adjust the dress a little bit here. Drawing shoes from this type of angle always messes me up. It's so hard to get it right in the head. I think that's as good as I can make the heel look from behind. But it still doesn't quite look right. It probably should be bigger, shouldn't it? Alright, hang on. Here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna cut that, paste it here. And we're gonna draw over that. The reason why we're gonna draw over instead of just simply resizing it is because the line work is gonna look fuzzy as a result of our resizing of it, because this isn't a vector layer. Yeah, so we're gonna come back over here, draw over this. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. You know what I'm just now realizing is that this leg length is incorrect. The fuzz needs to be down to the ankle, but this is going like up to like the calf. That's not correct. Ah, shit. More adjustments needed. Wrist is starting to get a little bit tired, but we're hanging in there. Okay, I can fix this, actually. We can set it so that the foot is still here, but we can fix the leg so that it bends earlier to make the leg length correct. It's a little trick of the eye type of thing here that we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go on another layer. I'm gonna go on another layer. All right. And then we lock that. Alright, now the leg bends earlier. So now the fact that the foot is here makes more sense. So we can get back to it. Now that we all agree that I redeemed myself, we can proceed forward. I think I see another problem. Guys, I keep seeing more problems that I need to fix. So, like in, so I think the problem that I'm seeing is that the heels, I think I'm making the heels too small. And I mean specifically, like, the back part right here. Because, like, it doesn't really feel like that's where it should stop that short, you know? But I think we can fix this pretty simply again, just by adjusting our height. AKA cheating. Just ever so slightly. There we go. We'll touch that up in just a second, but first I'm gonna go ahead and move those back over. Yeah, now we're talking. Now those look good. Now those are starting to look real good, all right? Touch these up a little. go. Alright, now we touch these up and sharpen these out. Alright. Chat, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. But this is starting to look really good. Alright, I'll be right back. Just taking a quick bathroom break. Hang on. Alright, I'm back. Gonna thicken some of these lines a little bit. Well, I can come back and thicken those later. I've never heard I Am All of Me be this chill. Okay, and then in a lot of these reference images, she's got little frizzes at the end of her like hair, so just gonna add these touches. That's looking pretty good. Now that's looking a bit... Now that does look kind of like Blaze the Cat, if I do say so myself. Add a little bit of these to the ends. Oh wait, hang on. No. It's supposed to go this way. Whew. Ooh, my hand is aching a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna... just do that with this gem real quick. Since we're doing a side profile, it makes more sense. Alright. Well, that is, that's the Blaze part of the drawing done. My hand is starting to ache quite a bit here. How long have we been going for? 3 hours? And I think I just heard Sune entering the apartment, so might be a good stopping point right here for now. I would love to keep going with the time lapse still running, but I should give myself a break to make some food and do more work on this later. So let's see here. I'm gonna export the current time lapse and let's see. Export it to the desktop. Yeah, I'll save it there. I'm gonna put a pin in this.
Okay.
And then I'll, stop the time lapse here. So now that I've exported it, I have that video file, and I can put it together later if I want to, or I could just upload it as is, as like a little progress check here. Might be a good way to go about it. And yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and find somebody to raid tonight. Surprisingly, it looks like Minra is still streaming. Looks like she's been playing Uma Musume. I'm surprised she's up this late. Looks like she's playing Uma Musume. And she's in Classic Year with a career for Silent Suzuka, so I think we will go ahead and raid good friend Minra. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to let me know. Hope you all had a good time here. Regular streaming schedules will resume starting next week. For now, it's gonna just be when I can and when I'm able to and when I feel like it. Since I have tomorrow off and then we have the weekend, I don't have any work commitments to worry about, but I'm also just readjusting to getting back into my normal day-to-day habits and stuff like that. So, just keep an eye on my Blue Sky for updates on that. I have more projects that I want to work on that I will announce and let you know when I have more info about those in the future. But for now, I really need to go start making food and stuff like that. So I'll catch y'all later. Have a good rest of your night. And if you're gonna go to a convention, make sure that you have deodorant. That's the only thing I can give you there. All right, see ya.